yellow look, a red look, or a blue look. I'm not gonna recognize myself today. Welcome back everyone. Today's video is going to be a new trying new makeup. So I recently posted a PR haul once I got back from Italy, and I was going through the comments seeing what you wanted me to try out. So I'm going to be using the Sigma Beauty Skin Tint. I also have a lipstick from Florasis. I have some new blushes from Flower Beauty. They have these blush wands, a new powder from Benefit Cosmetics, and then recently I just got in the newest eyeshadow palette from Nomad Cosmetics, and I really wanted to try this one out. This one is the Fuji 5 Lakes palette. So let me get you zoomed in and we'll get started. Alrighty then, so I will link everything that I'm using in the description box, also the YouTube shopping button if there is anything that you are interested in. I do have my sunscreen on. I just put on the It Cosmetics Hello Sunshine SPF. This Sigma Skin Tint, I have been so impressed with. I actually posted a little Instagram video today with it, and I've posted about it on YouTube, on TikTok. I've been posting about this everywhere because I have been so impressed with this. I wish I would have had this before my trip to Italy because I feel like I would have worn this a lot. And so once I apply it, I'm just going to take the Sigma, this is their F46 Angled Foundation. This is the brush that I've been using with this. So this is supposed to be a hydrating skin tint. I do have dry skin, and I love products like this. I love a skin tint. I love a tinted like sunscreen, anything that's light coverage. I recently reviewed the Charlotte Tilbury Stick Foundation, which is a pretty light coverage foundation, and been really getting on with that one. So when I saw Sigma was coming out with a skin tint, I was like, yes, please. And I just think that this is so pretty. It's light coverage, but it still covers, because you can see like I don't have perfect skin, and I feel like it just is like a my skin but better. Even though I don't have perfect skin, I've never really been into full coverage. I don't mind showing my skin, I guess. You know, I don't know, it is what it is. I just like that it makes my skin look a little bit smoother, a little bit more hydrated, a little bit more glowy, a little bit more even. It calms down some of the redness that I have, and I just think this one is so pretty. And again, it doesn't feel like thick or heavy at all. Even there's a couple times that I've applied it that I've been like, oh, maybe that was like too much, but it never feels too thick or too heavy, and the wear time has been so good on it. I've been fairly busy this week, and a couple of times I've been down to the Strip. I've been outside when it's really hot in Las Vegas, obviously. So I've been like outside in the elements, and I still feel like it's holding up so well. Like I walked the Strip for a while yesterday. I had family in town, so I was out there. It was like 107 degrees when we were outside, and when I came home, I was like, my makeup be looking good. So I've been really happy with that one. I'm also going to use from Sigma Beauty, this is their color corrector duo. I'm going to use this side here for my concealer. I'm just going to use the Beauty A506, but I love this little duo. If you can see this giant pan on this side, I use this for my under eyes and this all over my face if I feel like I still need to cover any redness, or if I'm just using, like, I love this product as if I'm like really trying to be fast with my makeup and not use a lot of products. It's also a really nice travel product because I have the one side that I can use to spot conceal. Since I don't wear a lot of foundation always, sometimes I will just come in and like spot conceal, use concealer as foundation and that sort of thing. I do also use it to prime my eyes for eyeshadow. And then I have this for under the eyes because it's a little bit lighter in shade. I'm really liking this duo since it came out. I've been raving about this one as well. I like that Sigma Beauty, they don't like overwhelm us with releases and products. Like we're not like constantly getting new releases from Sigma, but when we do, they're good. Like you can tell it's like a brand that like puts the time and the energy and the effort to make good products, not just like trending products, viral products, products that like will get attention online but then aren't necessarily like good products, you know what I mean? And I just appreciate that about Sigma. There's very rarely a release from Sigma that I'm like, ooh, this one is a miss. And I've been liking their concealer for so long. I use the Milk Makeup Brow Gel. I reviewed this recently. I've been talking about this a lot. I've done some short form videos with this one as well. And I've just been really liking it. Sometimes I do get more of like a I don't know, no makeup type look with this, like a little bit more of like an undone brow, I guess, if you will. So sometimes if I'm doing, tomorrow I have like a full day of events in Las Vegas, and so like maybe I'll want like a little bit more like perfected brow, but I just feel like there's so many times where it's like, I just want like something quick in my brows, and this brow gel from Milk Makeup is just doing it. This one is in the shade MJ. I swear I go back and forth between the shades MJ and Haze, and I never have any idea what shade I'm going to be doing, but I just comb through the brows with this, and it's so fast and so easy to use. Like literally, that's it. That's what I do for my brow. Quick, simple, again, like the no makeup look days, or days where I'm just trying to do makeup in a hurry and I'm not, like I don't need like a full face of glam or anything like that. I think this is perfect for those days. I was saying in one of my videos, I can't remember which one, but like that my brows are such different shapes. I don't know if anyone, I mean, I feel like that's like more common to me. That's maybe more common, but maybe not. But my brows are such different shapes, and sometimes the left one, I can just have so many like, I'm just like, why can't you be more like your sister? You know, like that's what I want to say to it. So sometimes I will have to come in, especially on the left brow side, and like add a little pencil or something along those lines, because it's just such a little finicky brow. So I'm just gonna grab, oh, that's empty. Okay, this Benefit brow pencil is no longer. Okay, I'm just gonna grab this little one here from LYS, and I'm just gonna do a few like hair-like strokes just to try to make it look a little bit more like the right one. I am going to use a liquid blush, so I think I'm just going to go in and do a cream bronzer as well. So I'm going to use the one from Rare Beauty. This is the bronzer stick in Power Boost, is the shade that I have. I haven't really been trying a lot of new bronzers lately, I'll say that. And I've been going back to this one from Rare Beauty quite a bit. And I'm just going to take a sponge from, this one is actually from ColourPop. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend that in. I was planning to sit down and film like more of like a Q&A about my recent trip to Italy. If you'd still want to see something like that, let me know. But I do a Q&A on Instagram pretty consistently, typically whenever I'm back from any of my trips. Once I'm kind of settled into my routine, I like to do a Q&A because sometimes I get a little bit like behind on staying up to date with like my DMs and things like that when I'm traveling, because I'm like usually busy and then I'm vlogging and I'm trying to be in the moment, all of the things that sometimes like the DMs get a little bit away from me. So I've gotten into a routine probably over the past year of doing a Q&A like shortly after I come back from a trip. And so I answered some questions there about Italy, about like group travel and that sort of thing. But you know, if there's any other like if you'd want to see a Q&A on that about any of the trips, Italy in general, I don't know, anything, definitely let me know. But I also wasn't planning to film today, but then I decided, I was like, I'm just gonna, kind of got in the mood, so I was like, I'm just gonna do it. And so I didn't really have time to ask for questions. But one thing that I just thought was so cool, so I went to Italy recently with my friend Angelica Nyqvist, and we both have our vlogs up of Italy. Hers was so fun to watch. Hopefully mine was fun to watch as well. Hers is over an hour, I think. Mine's like 52 or 54 minutes. So I feel like we got a lot there. But we're actually getting ready to host a trip in Maine coming up, in Portland, Maine. I've never been, and I'm so excited about it. But what we do before our trips, and this is something that I did, like the very first group trip that I ever hosted was in Ireland. And we would have group chats like leading up to the time, so people could meet each other, we could feel more comfortable with each other, just get to know one another a little bit better and that sort of thing. And so I've done it with all of my trips. I did it with Vegas, we've done it with Austin. I know Angie did it with Italy, like I'm doing it with my Greece trip that's coming up. We had our chat with the women that are going to Portland in a couple of weeks. I also have an Instagram group chat, so that way like we can all kind of talk with one another. If people are looking for, you know, someone to, you know, share a hotel room with, you can find it like in the chat. Just have like all of those little details, like polls and like what do you want to do on this day, like that sort of thing. So we have our chat, and we did the live chat last night, and then afterwards in the group chat, we were kind of just talking about it. And I feel like the live chats really help people, you know, feel more comfortable, because definitely something that I've heard is people are afraid like the trips aren't real, or like being like catfished online, which totally makes sense. I mean, there's always like, you know, like risks involved and all the things. We do our best to try to you know, make these as safe and as fun and as memorable as possible. It's definitely also like, I know before I went to Ireland, like I was so scared. I didn't know how it was gonna go. I didn't know how people were going to be. You know, it was just like kind of like a freaky thing, but it went so well, and it really like motivated me to keep doing this and seeing like the friendships that are being made. I mean, the group from Ireland, we went to Chicago over the summer. They're planning another trip for next year. Like, it's so cool. It's so exciting to see people like make these friendships through an online community. I think it's amazing, but you know, definitely like some risk involved. And so we were talking about it in the chat, and I thought it was really interesting because for Italy, Angie used Trip. For Greece, I'm using a company called Trip. So these are kind of the companies that we're working with to put together these trips. They provide like the itineraries for us, the tour hosts and the cities that we're going to and that sort of thing. And then Angie and I do like our own planning for like Austin, Vegas, Portland. That's Angie and I doing that ourselves. For the international trips, we've partnered with tour companies. And as someone was saying in there that they did a trip recently to Thailand, they went with their book club group. She said she's in a virtual book club, and like they meet, you know, every month or every quarter or whatever it is, they talk about the book, and then they get together and go on a trip. And the like book club host works with Trip as well. And then they like go on this trip, and they all have like something in common. You know, they love reading, they read a lot of the same books, and it's kind of the same with what we do. Like, people love beauty and makeup, and we try the same products and the same brands. So obviously the trips are like so much more than that, you know. To be honest, like in Italy, like I heard people talking about makeup, of course, but like I heard talking about families and pets and careers and goals and relationships and friendships and all of those other things. But it's kind of nice when you have like an underlying bond, or you kind of already know each other through the online community, through chats, through hangouts and that sort of thing. But when I saw that about the book club, I was like, that's so freaking cool. And I know some other people, like I know like some foodies who have done trips as well, with people who are in like the foodie community and love trying new restaurants and new places. And they have tour hosts that are doing these travel trips with those trips. And I'm just like, what a neat world we live in, right? I don't know, that's what I think. Like, I know sometimes the trips can get like mixed feedback and everything, but I find it fascinating. Let me try this blush, I've been holding it. This is from Flower Beauty, the Ultra Light Liquid Blush. I've been trying these and I really like them. These definitely seem, you know, maybe similar to another product. They're very affordable. You do want to twist to open them, and then you have the little floof ball applicator. So I'm just gonna press a little bit of this up. I'm using the shade Toasty is the one that I have been using. And then I just do a few dots like this on my cheekbone. I'm gonna do like one in the center of my nose as well. And then you wanna make sure to close it. Again, I'm just gonna use the sponge to blend it out. Honestly, I think the first couple of times that I use this, I'm pretty sure I just used my fingers to blend it out, but it's been a really nice neutral blush, very easy to blend out. And I also found it pretty easy to build up as well, or to like reapply if I felt like I needed to. So this blush has been super pretty, really nice, affordable liquid blush option if you're looking for one. But when we were on the trip to Italy, like I said, Trip has what they call like a tour host that is assigned to every trip. So that's someone who can speak the language of where we're going to, knows the itinerary, keeps the group together, is in charge of like, if we have transportation with buses, trains. Like our guide was Caterina in Italy, so she had like all of our train tickets, and she was the one that, you know, knew the train schedule. Like even like Angie was the host of that trip, but she doesn't have, like when we plan our own trips to Portland and Austin, etc., we are the ones in charge. We're the ones getting everyone to the ferry. We're the ones getting people in the Uber. We're the one making like the reservations. Working with Trip, they handle that on their end. And then you have the guide that's kind of making sure all of that happens on your trips, right? So we have Caterina, and talking to her, she's like in her 20s, and that is her full-time job, is a tour travel guide with Trip. Are you joking? That would have been my dream job when I was in my 20s. Sometimes I just stop and think of like how the internet and social media has changed so much. Honestly, it's something that I think about often, being a content creator, because this wasn't a job when I was preparing to go to college. This wasn't a job. This wasn't a career. Even when I first started in 2009 as a blogger, still wasn't a career. You weren't making any money off of it. See how this has been able to change so many people's lives of being a content creator, being like an Amazon affiliate. I know so many people. I went to it was an Amazon event in like 2022 maybe. And I met so many other women there who started an Amazon affiliate storefront during COVID because they were bored, they needed extra income, something. And now they've all quit their traditional jobs, they work for themselves, and they do really well in the Amazon program. Same as something like TikTok Shop. And I know TikTok is like very polarizing. I know so many people who have started selling their own products on TikTok Shop or using TikTok Shop as an affiliate program. And again, are now their own boss and or able to supplement their work or able to take care of their families better or become, you know, they're out of debt. There's so many people. I just bought a book last night from a girl who I follow her, and I bought her book because I see her on TikTok. I can link the book. It's Vivian Wu. She's your rich BFF on TikTok, and she gives all of this financial advice. She's a former Wall Street girly, and she was able to go to TikTok to start making these financial videos to now becoming a best-selling author. Like, it's so interesting to me how social media has changed. But then when you think about it outside of the scope of that, I'm a content creator, but I also hire out an assistant. I've had a virtual assistant on my team since probably like 2012, I want to say. My very first assistant, her name was Sarah, and she lived in Texas, and she helped me so much with my book blog. And I'm able to hire people like that for my team, graphic designers. I mean, you just think about even just a social media manager, a social media marketing team. Those are such real positions. Businesses are hiring people that are social media savvy, that can run Instagram accounts, that can respond to comments. Obviously, you have like managers and stuff when it comes to social media. But then if you think about it even more, like when I think about something like TrovaTrip, they're hiring people obviously to work on the back end. You know, when we started with TrovaTrip, I had someone that was assigned to me that kind of helped me out with the beginning process. And then I get moved over to someone else who kind of helps like streamline the whole trip. And then you're moved, and then you get your tour guide for your actual trip. Those are so many positions and jobs that weren't something that was here, you know, 15 years ago or whatnot. And then I think about Katerina getting to literally travel the world and go around with these groups and see all these sites, and that's her full-time job. Honestly, it blows my mind, and I just get so jealous because I'm like, man, I wish that was available when I was in my young 20s. That would have been I don't think it's like my perfect career for me now, even though I love traveling. I don't think I would be able to do it to the level that she's gone all the time. She's always on all of these different trips. She takes as many as she can. And that is how she makes her living. I just think that's epic. Okay, I'm using the new Benefit Professional Power Powder. I'm gonna use one of my puffs that I get off of Amazon. I've been really liking this powder. There's not a lot of there's a few first impressions in here, but I have also been trying some of these products as well. I've been trying to do better at getting more like short form videos up quickly where I'm demoing a product, and then I can also do the long form where I can talk about it a little bit more and also, you know, demo it again. But I've been really liking this product, both for the under eyes and for the rest of my face. You'll see it tapping it along the rest of my skin as well. But I feel like it's holding up really well. The only thing that I will say about this one is sometimes I feel like it gathers a little bit strange in like the little crease of my nose here. Sometimes I need to make sure that I'm paying attention when I powder. Other than that, I don't notice anything like negative with it. And I think that it's a really nice powder, and it's been pairing really well. A lot of times I've been using it with the Sigma Skin Tint, and I feel like the two of these are working so nicely together. I kind of go back and forth between loose and pressed powder. I just revealed the YSL All Hours powder, which is a pressed powder. I also really do like this one. If you're more of a loose powder girly, this one from Benefit I think has been working out so well for me. But I don't know, I want to ask, like, is there any career that you can think of right now that you're like, that wasn't something that was available when I was younger, or, you know, even just like a few years ago or something like that, that you're like, whoa, that's a career now. That's like really a thing. I don't know. I went down like a rabbit hole the other day, how much like the world has changed from like decades and decades and decades. Like, you know, honestly, sometimes I think about like my grandma and the things that she had to see change, even my mom and the things that she saw change. And then obviously me and my generation and what we saw change with the coming of the internet. But I don't know why I was thinking about this, but like the one day I was like, when did like a massage therapist become a career? I used to manage a massage clinic. So sometimes I think back to my like different careers and jobs that I've had. But that was like, I ended up writing a whole book about it, The Green Ticket, because it was such an interesting part of my life. But I was like, when did a massage therapist become like an actual career? And then like people are going to school for this, and then people are like making their own businesses about it. Like I just like spiraled into all of these different careers of like, when did that actually become a thing? You know, I don't know, just something fun that we can put in the comments. Like what is something that you're like, dang. And I feel like sometimes like I learn about things like, even just like the tour guides. I was like, I didn't realize, because I said to Katerina, I was like, do you do like these trips a lot? And she's like, yeah, this is my job. And I was like, oh, this is your job. This is what you do? And I feel so bad because sometimes people say that to me as a content creator. They're like, oh, that's your job? Like I felt like I was almost doing the same, not in like a rude way by any means, but I was like, that's your job? And she's like, yeah, that's what I do full time. I was like, badass. So cool. I was just like dumbfounded. So I don't know, just wondering if you've had any of those moments. So when I got this one, I was like, I don't even know, like, do I do red? Do I do yellow? Do I do blue? I love red with green eyes. I think it's such a vibe, but for some reason, I'm kind of leaning towards a yellow right now. I haven't done a yellow eye look in a hot minute, but it's kind of what I want to do. So I'm actually gonna take yellow poplar right here. This is a Rephr 01 Max brush. And I'm just going to just run this all over my lid and crease, just kind of being a little sloppy with it. Honestly, the blue that's next to it, Diamond Fuji, I think that's like what I'm gonna wanna do next because that one is so, so pretty. So I'm just running this all over the lid, like I said, in my crease. I love that Nomad too has so many travel palettes. I just feel like that's like such a vibe. And yellow also gets me excited because guess what? Football's almost back. Football's almost back. I went to the Raiders practice last night. So fun, so many people there. You would have thought it was a freaking game. I kept looking around and being like, why are so many people at practice? I'm not really sure why I got invited, but hey, if I get invited to anything NFL, your girl's going. So I was having so much fun at the practice. Me and one of my girlfriends went and we had a great time, but it's gotten me so excited for football season, and we're actually doing our fantasy football draft on Friday. Does anyone else do fantasy football? I have no idea who I'm drafting. I know nothing about it. I have no time to look. So this is going to be a very interesting draft because I don't even know, like, who's even playing? Who's even playing? I don't know. Who are the players? So I need to figure that out, but I am a Green Bay fan. I live in Las Vegas, so I do cheer for the Raiders, and they're an AFC team. So the NFL is split in half. You have the NFC teams and the AFC teams. My Green Bay Packers are an NFC team, and the Raiders are an AFC team. You have the divisions as well. So like Green Bay is like in the north with the Lions, the Vikings, and the Bears. So they play each other twice a year every year. They play, like Green Bay plays everyone at home, and they also play everyone in their home. So they play the away game. The AFC kind of moves around the divisions of who they play against the NFC. And so they don't play the same AFC teams every single time, right? So I feel like it's okay to have an AFC team. Mine is the Raiders. But if the Raiders and the Packers are playing like they did last year, I went to the Raiders game here. I went with my brother and his now wife. And I mean, we were all decked out in Green Bay. There wasn't a shot that I was rooting for the Raiders in that game. The Raiders won, but it's fine. That was sad. Number one, I am a Green Bay fan for sure. When I wear yellow eyeshadow, sometimes I do like yellow and green together because I think that's so fun. But I'm also gonna go into Golden Glinko, taking the Rephr 28. We're just gonna add a little bit of shimmer to the eye look. I don't know, a yellow look I just feel like is such a vibe. I know not everyone loves yellow eyeshadow, but I've always found it to be so fun. And we're just gonna pack on some of the shimmer. This is so beautiful. I'm not a big colorful shadow wearer. If you're not new here, everyone's looking at their computer like, duh. Sometimes I open a palette and I just get super inspired to play with the different colors. And when I opened this one, like I said, yellow jumped out at me right away. Red jumped out at me right away. I do not wear blues very often. Blue is just not my preferred eyeshadow shade. But like I said, those like icy blues, I'm really thinking I want to do something with that next. And this is just so pretty. I have some events tomorrow. I don't know what I'm going to wear yet, but I think this will be the eyeshadow palette. I'm trying to decide if I kind of want to go red just to like make a statement. Maybe wear like more neutral outfit and then like a pop in red eyeshadow. Because I haven't been to Vegas events in so long because I've been gone. I feel bad because like the companies will reach out to me and be like, oh, we would love to have you at the opening of this. And I'm like, sorry, I'm in Rome. And then they're like, how about this? I'm like, sorry, I'm in Greece that day. They're like, how about this? I'm like, sorry, I'm in Maine. Sorry, I'm in Iceland. Sorry, I'm in Barbados. I'm like, they have to be like, where does this girl live here? Should we keep inviting her to things? So I'm actually here this whole weekend and I've been invited to a few things and I'm like, I should really just go. Otherwise I feel like people are gonna think I moved away and stop inviting me to things. I mean, I have friends that will still take me as +1s, but like, I should go. Well, I just spent a very long time looking for my pencil sharpener and I can't find it. That's literally the saddest thing to me. Where's my pencil sharpener? I'm just gonna do some black liner. This is from Essence, their Stay and Play. I have a different eyeliner that I was going to use. Randomly, I think that was also from Essence, but I can't find my pencil sharpener. If I left it in Rome, I will be very sad because that thing is on me all the time. I'm also going to tightline. Sometimes when I do yellow, also I just realized yellow and green, I have green eyes. Maybe that's why I like wearing yellow. I just realized right at this very moment that I have green eyes, you guys. That's why I like wearing yellow eyeshadow. But a lot of times I do keep the lower lash line blank. Sometimes I feel like yellow looks, I don't know if I love it on a lower lash line. So we're going to leave that one blank. I just think that this is such a fun little eye look. Honestly, okay. I might regret this. Am I gonna regret this? I kind of want to do that Diamond Fuji like in the inner corner. Something about this shade is just like speaking to me. So I'm just gonna like lightly tap this in the inner corner. It's blue. I don't know if it's really gonna go with the yellow, but you know what? I don't care because I think this is really cool. So we're just gonna do a little different pop of color for the inner corner today. Just to be a vibe, just to be a vibe. Like I was saying with the Vegas events, like I already feel like I'm definitely not getting as many invites because I don't post as much Vegas stuff, but I don't know. I keep playing with the idea. I've played with the idea for so long. I'm like, do I start a whole new Instagram just for Vegas? But then I'm also like, can I create that much content around Vegas? Because I don't do, compared to like the actual Vegas content creators, I don't do that much here. Like I do things sporadic because I do so many other things. I don't just do Vegas. So I'm like, is it worth it to do a whole different Vegas page? Is it worth it to have a page dedicated just to like traveling? That's what I'm kind of trying to make my Instagram be. And then I feel bad going away from beauty, but then I post beauty and then like no one comments on it. So I'm like, I don't know if people want to see beauty. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm struggling with that. Also the thought of like starting completely over is always like so scary, but I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just excited to do a few events this weekend in Vegas just so people know that like I'm still here. I haven't actually moved out of Las Vegas yet. All right, for mascara, I'm gonna use this one from Merit because I was trying this out and then I stopped and I actually wanted to review it and I was like, I don't really feel like I can because I stopped wearing it. So to me, I'm like, maybe that means I wasn't really vibing with it if it was something that like I couldn't really remember to wear. But I put it back out in front. Sometimes I'm that person that like needs things like out in front of them to remember to use them, which I don't love that for me because I feel like that's why things always look so cluttered. But once I put things away, I'm even talking about groceries. Like if I put something where I can't see it, I will forget about it and then I'll find it and it'll be like moldy and gross and I'm like, amazing. So I'm gonna be trying out the Merit mascara again so I can actually give my thoughts on it. It's not a new product by any means, but still like I like to give mascara reviews, especially because I don't wear false lashes. But I'm just gonna add mascara and continue to skip the lower lash line with this yellow look. Okay, I'm remembering from the Merit that it is a more dry formula. I don't know if I noticed it making like the biggest difference. Again, I'm wondering if this is why I was kind of forgetting to use it because it wasn't one that I was like, oh, that made my lashes look so nice. But I think it's lengthening them, giving them a bit of a curl. We'll see how it holds up like in the heat and stuff. I have I just got some packages delivered. I know I need to go walk to my mailbox. I'm like, oh, it's hot outside though. So it's been kind of wild because I got back from Italy and I started doing my morning walks and I was like, wait a second, where are all these people coming from? Where are all these kids coming from? I didn't realize it was back to school already. And then that first week, it was like there were so many parents. You could tell like school had just started again. So like the parents are there with the kids at like the bus stop or like walking the kids to school. I've noticed this week, not as many parents, you know, kind of like dies down after that first like hectic, crazy, you know, scary week, all the things. So now it's mostly just the kids, but like the traffic, I feel like I'm like breaking my neck trying to make sure cars aren't running me over, trying to get their kids to school and all the things. And I'm like dodging and weaving kids on the bus stop, like waiting for the bus. And the other day I was walking past where there was a bunch of kids and they were on the phone and I could hear a Meg Thee Stallion like trending TikTok sound and they were all like practicing this dance and I was like, what a difference. Speaking of a different time, what a different world. This song's not appropriate at all for 5th graders to be dancing to, especially as they waiting for the bus in their school. You know, I was like, ha! Oh, I don't know, man. Like, I was kind of shook when I walked by. I think I was Marco Poloing my girlfriend, Makeup Molly, and I was just like, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe what these kids are doing. I feel like I sound really old when I say that, but still, I was shook. I was shook to see that. I'm looking for my eyeshadow brush. I swear, I always call my desk the Bermuda Triangle. Like I put something down and it's just like, it's just gone. This isn't the one that I wanted, but it'll do. So the Merit Mascara, I think it's pretty, but it's not like, it's not necessarily like blowing me away. But you know what has blown me away is this lip liner. All of you told me to buy this. I have had this on my list to purchase for so long because so many of you have been telling me to get it. It's from the brand Peripera. And this is the Rosy Nude. I always want to say Rosy Outlook. What is that? The Rosy Nude lip liner. I got this during the Amazon Prime Day sale. Listen, so many of the women who came on the Vegas trip were talking about Peripera. They had a lot of products from them, including the lip liners. And then I just started seeing more and more people recommending this. My friend Risa loves this one. And I finally bought it. And it's so affordable. And it's so good. And it's so long wearing. Like, man, anything that you, like I just did some short form videos on it. And I was saying like, no matter what you put on top of this lip liner, your matte lipsticks, your oils, whatever, like they are going to start to fade away. This lip liner is going to stay. It is so long wearing, almost to the point where I have to be a little bit more mindful because sometimes my whole lipstick is gone and then I just have like lip liner. So I always make sure to really fill in my lips with this too, so it doesn't look so obvious when the other lip products start to fade away. But I'm super impressed with this. I definitely should have bought it sooner, but I'm first going to line and fill in my lips. So it's a super smooth lip liner. Obviously it's just this beautiful rosy nude shade, of course, but super smooth. I love that you don't have to sharpen it since I can't find my pencil sharpener. But man, the wear time on this is wild. And then I'm gonna be using a lipstick from the brand Florasis, if I'm pronouncing this correctly. It doesn't look like it has a shade name. It just says M302. But I hauled this and I had a few people say that you were either interested in the brand or you just wanted to see a demo of the lipstick. So this is gonna be my first time trying these lipsticks, but these are so beautiful. They have some gorgeous like embossing on the, like it's so stunning. Really is super beautiful. I believe this is a K-Beauty brand. I do really like their cleansing oil. That was the first product that I tried from the brand because my friend Angie likes it. And they come in these little like cleansing oil packs. I can link them as well. And I'm sure I have them on my Amazon storefront, but those are really nice and they're very handy to travel with as long as you remember to put them in your travel makeup bag, because I did not for Italy and I was very sad about that. But let's try out this lipstick and see what we think. Okay, first I think it matches the lip liner so well. Like that's such a good combo. I believe this is more of a, I thought it was supposed to be a matte lipstick. Let me look that up just to double check myself. This is a misty matte finish. Lightweight and nourishing for everyday use. Okay. So more of a matte lip, which is, if I'm not doing like a gloss or an oil, then I like a matte lip. Like I don't like a satin lipstick or like a really shiny like lipstick like that. So it's like a really good lip combo. Those match so well. So very pretty. Definitely want to see how it lasts and all of the things, but it's beautiful. The like outer packaging, I wouldn't say is anything that like blows me away, but like it's the actual like on the lipstick that is just so pretty. Why do I feel like mine is like leaning? I'll definitely be trying these out. They have like some beautiful reds in the collection as well. I thought about doing red, but then I knew I was going to do something more colorful with my eye look, so I wanted to do a nude lip. But after that, this is the final look for today's trying new makeup. Again, the Sigma skin tint, I've been loving that. The Benefit powder is also so nice. The Flower Beauty blush bonds I think are a really great affordable liquid blush option. That Peripera lip liner, fantastic. I'm excited to try out the Florasis lipstick a little bit more and to keep trying out the Merit mascara. It just hasn't like jumped out at me right away, but I feel like this was a pretty successful trying new makeup. I'll have another PR haul coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you in the next one.